gonna say it's taking a long time for that to go on too. Something. All right. Everyone, welcome to Withering Effect episode 175, live from the Withering Effect server. Today's date is October 15th, 2023, and I am Duds, or Duds Versus, known to the rest of you interwebs.
And I'm Carl, you may know me as Carl Rise, and joining us today is Liv Awesome from Channel 64, as she comes out of one of our beautiful buildings.
I was trapped in there for a while. It was getting hard to breathe.
Yeah.
Duds didn't give you much room in there.
He didn't.
Who built the sets?
No comment. Anyway, we're going to talk
Moving
about the mob vote, of course, our mob vote and your guys' official mob vote, the Minecraft 1.21 features, and much, much more. But first, 21W 41A, Duds. What was in
snapshot? That? Okay, so this is going to sound bad, but I am more excited for the snapshot than I am for 121. And I don't mean that in a bad way. But seeing the stuff we've got with pots, the fact that we can put objects in them, that was something everyone requested the second we saw them. So the fact that we're finally getting them, great. The fact that we can break them with projectiles, I think swords will break them too, is awesome, especially because they drop the crafting recipe. So if you break them, they can be put back together, which is great in case you accidentally break your pot.
Yeah. I think even like they were throwing snowballs at them as well. I don't know whether that breaks them, but it might make them move.
To me, snowball should not break that pot. It's too big of a pot for a snowball to interact with at all.
I mean, the snowball might have ice in it. Have you ever seen a snowball with ice in it or felt it?
There you go.
I've got a bad story about that one, but
that's a half stack.
I'll save that for a half stack.
Content.
Yeah, they also give out redstone signals now.
So
that's pretty cool. I think it's like to understand how the redstone signal work, think of it like a bundle. A pot is basically just a bundle on the ground. And how it holds things. So up to a stack of whatever item is. So like if you put ender pearls in there, you're only going to get 16. If you put dirt, it'll go to 64.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah. I see many games being built with that feature.
It's very cool. I was a bit thingy at first about it not having a GUI, but if it's only got one item in it, it kind of makes sense, I suppose.
Exactly.
But you don't really know what's in it until you break it, though, which is not the best in my opinion, but okay.
Yeah. Well, I saw the snapshot notes or whatever, and I immediately had intense Zelda breathing noises going on. Because all I could think about was when I was a kid playing Link and running into an area and just smashing all the pots to get rupees. I'm like, oh, that's happening now. That's for sure gonna happen.
Nice.
Yeah. Other than data pack version now being 20, that's it. Not a lot.
Not a lot in those snapshots. So we do have a brand new Minecraft official feedback Discord for like feedback on features and the snapshots and pre-releases and all that jazz. So hopefully getting support with issues to do with snapshots and that could be easier through that. I haven't actually got on it myself, but the link will be in the video description if you're watching on YouTube, and also in the show notes on the podcast platforms. Polls. So we had our own little mob vote. As you know, we like to do that every year. Last year and the year before we did it on Discord, but this year we used our community tab on YouTube and our Q&A on Spotify, and different results. The YouTube audience wanted penguins, and the Spotify audience wanted the winner, which was the armadillo, of course. So no one wanted crab, so That's sad to me.
Yeah, I need to. I feel like I need to go over crab again
Go for it.
because um, there's a lot of people that were just hung up. I made a tweet about this. This is like one of my first tweets that weren't like promoting a live stream or a podcast. But I really need to get better at it. But a lot of people were justifying their entire mob vote off of function.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm normally that way. I 100% previous mob votes was that way. But before this mob vote, I looked back and remembered all the functionality issues with every single mob I voted for based off functionality. I voted for what are the stupid flying things called?
Allays.
No. Well, I did vote for
Phantoms?
those. Phantoms, that's the one I was looking for. I voted for Phantoms because I thought we'd get more flying mobs. I said this was the introduction to flying mobs. That didn't happen. We just got an annoying mob that makes me sleep all the time.
Yeah. Might have voted for that. Bad times.
Yeah, and then the second mob vote, I voted for the lizard guy that would suck up your tools and de-enchant them,
Mm-hmm.
which we ended up getting on the grindstone anyways.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Lizard
And-
guy.
Yeah.
What vote was that?
There was a
When
lizard.
did that happen?
It was early on.
Was it? Where was it going to be?
I think that was with the Phantom vote.
Was it going to be in the jungle?
Yeah.
No, it was going to be in the Badlands.
Okay.
It
The
looked
one
like a
from A, B,
Pokemon.
C, and D.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. What was the one after that?
The Great Hunger?
Yes. That's it. But there was another one after that, and then we had biome votes in between those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then the next couple, my vote didn't win because they switched format. It used to be you could vote, and then once your vote got knocked out, you could vote again.
Yeah, they had like
Yeah.
2 Twitter polls, didn't they? Where
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
really like that because anyone could vote, even if you didn't own the game. Just make like 100 Twitter accounts.
Yeah.
So, and as someone who has
But-
access to about 6 of them, that made me very powerful.
You're the reason my penguin didn't win.
I didn't use my camera account. I didn't use my camera account to vote as well. I only did 1 vote this time.
I was tempted to, but I thought that's
Yeah.
not fair.
Yeah, that's not cool.
As much as I wanted to.
Uh-huh. Same.
In all honesty, people who did do that, I doubt they affected the vote much.
Probably
I'm
not.
pretty sure there were millions of votes.
There was indeed. There was over 5 million votes,
See? Yeah.
with 42% going to the armadillo, 32% to the crab, and just 25% to the penguin.
Yeah.
Poor penguin.
Poor penguin.
But the LA, the next flying mob is the reason I will no longer look at functionality in the mob vote because the AI for the LA is so dumb.
Yeah.
Like
I've not played with one, but it looks dumb.
they are complicated. I mean, the amount of times I've heard and seen someone with an LA follow them around and casually just fly into lava and die. It's like, what?
Yeah.
So yeah, hearing a lot of people voting for the crab just because it could allow you to place blocks further made me go, yeah, but they're not saying break blocks further.
Yeah.
So if you misclick, you're gonna have to scaffold over there to get to that block
Exactly, yeah.
and break it and place it. Not to mention they didn't say how far. It might just be 1 block. That's not worth it. That's not worth getting rid of a penguin for it.
Well, none of us got what we wanted, so GG.
Nah.
Honestly, if penguin wasn't gonna win, I'm glad the armadillo won. Because I think the armadillo is cuter. Crabs are not cute.
Yeah, but
The mangroves-
functionality.
What did I just say about functionality?
I know,
Carl?
but I disagree wholeheartedly.
Well, and the
Yeah.
mangrove swamp just showed up. So the fact that it gets a new mob already when we have biomes desperately needing revamp.
It's almost as if that mob should have been there anyway.
Oh, don't start that. The entire chat during the mob vote was
Yeah.
stop the mob vote.
That was the only thing that was in that chat. It was relentless.
Yeah.
I had to
Wait,
turn it off because it was dampening my mood. I just wanted them all to
Yeah.
be quiet.
Yeah.
They're just a bunch of loudmouths who don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I like a good vote. I think it's fun.
Well, I agree
yeah,
that
and
the vote needs
now
to be
that-
worked on, but
Mhm.
I do like the vote.
and now that I mean, I am sad that the crab and the penguin lost because those were definitely my top two. But I did say that no matter what got voted, I was going to be excited for it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
now I'm really excited about the armadillo. We can look forward to Wolf Armor. That could just be like a little skewed helmet, but even so, I'm looking forward to it. And we can't forget that the armadillo itself is a mob that we
Mhm.
can have. It'll give life to oh, where was it from again? Was it Savannah or the desert?
Savannah.
Yeah,
Savannah.
the savannah. It'll give some life to that place, which has been needing it for a while now. The
That's true.
savannah. I don't think it
Mhm.
actually does. It even have any mobs of its own? It's just kind of
Cows.
there.
Cows are in savannas.
Yeah, but cows you can find just about
Yeah.
anywhere else. Same
Like
with
it's-
sheep and chicken.
Like
Now
its
you got a
own
reason to go
mobs.
there.
Yeah. Well, there you
Agreed. I'm getting a pet armadillo and I'm naming it Dilly Dilly.
go. Cool. So, I think that covers the mob vote. We talked a lot about that last week during our Cubed Live episode, which is doing very well on both YouTube and podcast. So thank you guys for
Nice.
listening and watching that. That's doing really well. But should we move on to the elephant in the room? 121.
What could you possibly be talking about?
Oh, I wish I
What
had
could
an
have
elephant.
happened in Minecraft that just happened?
I wish I had an elephant in here now. That'd be great. So the update that has no name, but they sort of referred to it as the tinkering update
Hey,
during the
they
live
also
stream.
mentioned it was a combat update. I just want to throw that out
Did
there.
they?
What did I guess? Yes, they did.
They said combat, adventuring, and tinkering. I
I
don't know if
missed
it's
the-
combat, comma, adventuring, and then tinkering, or if it's combat, adventure. I'm not sure if that's one word or two, but yeah, something like that.
That
I
means
missed
that's
that
what?
word.
That's three updates I've been able to guess since we started this podcast.
Congratulations. He's doing quite well, to be fair.
That being said,
Mhm.
all that I saw in this update, that's not a combat update.
No, of course not.
Fair,
Yeah.
which is why I'm thinking that combat adventure may have been like a group thing
Grouped
together because
Yeah.
it doesn't look like there's anything affecting combat other than you have more things to fight.
Yeah. And I do want to say, so I want to say I have very little gripes about this. I'm actually quite pleased with a lot that's happened in the update. But one of the things was early on when they said, well, we did building and exploration, so we wanted to do something different. And then they went adventure. It's like, that's the same thing as exploring.
Yeah, they should
Yeah.
they should eat a thesaurus at some point.
Actually, it's funny you say that because I find that a lot of things in Minecraft you could totally call them one thing, and then Mojang is like, we're gonna call it something else. Like
Yeah.
like the allay, I would call it a fairy. Nope, it's the allay.
Well,
or,
it's like hardened clay, then became terracotta.
Yep.
Minecon Live became Minecon Earth, became Minecraft Live.
Became Minecraft
Yeah,
Festival, and then they ignored that.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's that they did eat the
Are you struggling with that
the
word?
thesaurus,
We broke
but maybe it's
live.
just that the words didn't go in the right place.
Yeah.
Welcome to Duds' life.
Yeah.
Words are hard.
Yeah. But
Uh.
no, like, so I think the new structure is a cool structure. Not the prettiest structure, at least from what we saw.
I agree,
Mhm.
but
That
it's
being
cool.
Yeah. And that being said, the blocks that are in there, I think are beautiful blocks on their own. I will use them all the time. The tough blocks are Wow, beautiful.
Yeah, they had some really cool stuff
Mhm.
in there.
It looked like we
I
got bricks, walls, stairs, slabs, and I think some sort of chiseled variant.
I didn't see any tough stairs or slabs.
Later on in the video, I saw what looked to be like a darker stair and slab, which I assume was
Okay.
from what they revealed earlier. It was in the village segment when we got to see the
Okay, I'll go back and look.
other stuff.
Yeah, because I was looking for it through the structure and I didn't see it in the structure. But if it's in the village, I didn't look there. So
Yeah.
cool.
Nice, nice. We also got some like grates as well, like some blocks you could stand on and see through, so they're really cool.
Yeah, the trap
Those
doors.
are so cool.
And
They look like they could be in like a factory
yeah, I
or
was
a
thinking
bridge.
that, yeah, like a factory build would be really great for those because they always have those kind of like great walkways, don't they? Like above the production line and stuff. So yeah, that'd be really cool
Yeah.
for that.
See, I immediately thought about using those as windows in Victorian style house builds.
There you go.
True.
Yeah.
So
That would be great.
yeah, I was excited about that.
I've just realised something.
But
I haven't took my cubed hoodie off.
I figured you always loved Cube so much. I figured you were just in the mood for it.
Well, I was on there earlier. Actually, became king of the hill. Finally,
Ooh, nice.
Only took 2 weeks.
it only took 2 weeks, and there was only 5 people on the server. So that's how you win that, guys.
Yeah. Good job.
GG.
Yeah.
But we also had what really stood out to me was the copper bulbs.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, those were
Yeah.
really cool.
Where the oxidization affects the light level.
I didn't like those.
Did you not? I thought you'd like them.
I think they're pretty, and I am all for new source or light source blocks. 100%. The problem is everyone's like, well, now we have a way to dial in lighting and everything. It's like we had that already with the light block. It just wasn't in vanilla. So I would have much rather had a way for that to be in vanilla and then use the copper bulb. Because the problem is if you want a certain light level, your copper bulb then has to be a certain color. So I'm thinking building wise, you're kind of hand capping yourself.
But
And
if
that's really my only gripe with it.
But if you hide it under a carpet,
Right, but I'm not going to use that block
doesn't
as a
really-
hidden lighting block. I'm going to use an ugly glowstone or a jack-o'-lantern.
yeah, but that's the point. You can change the light level. That's the difference between those two and this one.
Right, but what I'm saying is if I had the light block
Oh, no,
that's
I-
already in creative mode,
Yeah. No,
then I don't
I
even
get
have to
that.
hide the light.
I get that, but you're not getting that.
No. But I don't know why. It works.
It'd probably be too complicated because you can't see it. Players will go,
You
I
can-
don't know where this block is because
You can
it's
see it.
transparent.
We had it on ripple effect.
Yeah, but we're not the average player. That's the difference. I lost a few of them anyway. I couldn't find some of them, and I had the tool. So
Well, if you just hold the block in your hand, it puts a box around it. So you
yeah,
can see it.
true.
You probably used all your lights and you didn't have any in your hand.
Probably. See, it needs to be car proof, and it isn't.
Okay. Anyways, bulbs are cool. I love new light sources. I hate that the color depends on the light,
Fair.
or the light
That's
depends on the
fair.
color.
Yep.
Speaking of copper, though, I saw another block that I don't believe was acknowledged, and it looked really cool. I think I kind of, when I looked at it, it made me think of a crate. I don't think it has any functionality like that, but it has this border around it, and it's totally a copper block. I saw it fully
Okay.
oxidized at one point, and in the trial chamber, it
Mhm.
also had like a regular version, but that looked really cool. I wish they discussed more about what was actually there. Like,
yeah.
they would walk up to some things. There were all these other things that were hidden that they made no mention to, that we kind of just have to speculate about now.
As usual, 10 minutes of the entire hour was devoted to the update, and that was it.
Yeah. But I will say that the whole presentation didn't feel like a giant ad anymore. Because there has been some times where that presentation felt like a giant ad for a bunch of things that weren't Minecraft related. But at least this time it didn't feel that way. So I think that's very much a lot of progress in the right
Yeah.
direction.
There was legend stuff. I don't believe there was any dungeon stuff.
No, because Dungeons is now defunct.
What?
Oh,
No
is
more
it?
dungeons. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, at least I'm pretty sure I remember reading about that a couple weeks ago. That they weren't going to be making anything new for it. That it was done.
Wow.
Which surprised me because Dungeons to me is the better game over Legends.
Yeah. That's very
So,
surprising.
Yeah, it was sad.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm breaking out my Dungeons game and playing it tonight.
On your Switch.
Oh, yeah.
Lay back and
Nice.
play a bit of Dungeons.
Dungeons on Switch is the perfect combination.
Very nice. Very
Well,
nice.
I'm not sure which one of you was not looking forward to it, but I'm sure whoever it was is pleased to know that I don't believe there was any mention of Blockbench in
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, that's
stream.
a Carl thing.
It's not that I don't like Blockbench. It's just it seemed like a weird place to have a dev meeting. That was all.
It felt like an advertisement.
Yeah, it was just in the middle of this, what could be argued as a child-focused event. You're talking about,
Yeah.
people coding and stuff. I mean, I know they're trying to get coding into schools and stuff, but it seemed a bit weird to be slapped in the middle of Dungeons, Legends, and the update last year. Just this giant 10-minute dev presentation. So it's not that I'm against Blockbench. I think it's really cool. It just seemed like a weird place to have it. That was all.
Yeah. This Minecraft Live did feel a bit more mature though.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't feel like it
Really?
was fully focused towards kids. Yeah, compared to some of the other ones. Yeah.
I thought it was the exact opposite, actually. I felt
Really?
like I was getting treated like a toddler because Mojang, they do have this kind of comical, goofy way that they like to talk to the audience, but it just felt like on a whole nother level. I was just like, I'm not 5, guys.
Yeah, I did
Like,
kind of. The cringe was so high this year, though. Like the
It
way
was mainly with like Vu and Lydia Winters, the way they
Yeah.
just talk to us. I felt
Yeah,
a little off.
You are right about that 100%. The way they talk to you is still the same, but I mean, like, as a whole, a lot of the previous segments have been geared strictly to 10 and under. And it's like,
Yeah,
we
there
didn't
was-
get a lot of that this time.
yeah, there was
so.
a lot less of that this year, but I do acknowledge the cringe from the presenters.
Yeah. We were talking in the Discord before the music segment at the end did not feel like it should have been there.
I
That-
didn't.
that
I
would-
didn't watch it. I was busy setting up live stream stuff.
Yeah,
So I watched the update and then went, "That's me done to you."
I had to turn it off. It
I wasn't
cringed me
able
so
to hear it.
much. Yeah.
My
it cringed
friends
me
were
hard.
too giggly about all the previous content that was being talked about. I might go back and give it a listen, but I couldn't really focus on it too much at the time.
The artist is a real artist and they make good music. It's just you add Minecraft to it. The cringe is hard.
It's their vibe these days. So we still have some stuff from 121. So we got the stray spawner, or a spawner that spawns
Yeah,
mobs other
the
than
trial
the other
spawner.
ones. Yeah.
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 I think that's quite cool. I mean, it adapts how many mobs you get based on the number of players.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's really cool, and it also gives like prizes as well. Like in the video, there was I think it was 5 emeralds that you got for beating it.
Yeah. There was
Yeah.
also something I noticed is that they also showed a diamond as being potential loot, which could very well be changed. But if they keep that in there, I believe they said that over time it can recharge and it can be activated again.
Yeah,
Is that a way of getting renewable diamonds, do you think?
Well, I will say
seems
that
like it.
every time they say you can get loot and stuff, diamonds and emeralds are always a placeholder. They did this
Oh,
with
That's
the
true.
with the suspicious sand and gravel. They did this. They did this when they announced the Deep Dark.
Yeah.
It's just a placeholder. It could be. I'm not saying that it won't be. Very well could get diamonds from it. But I do
I
want to
mean,
say
diamonds are in suspicious sand. It just depends
Yeah.
on the structure.
so.
True.
There's that. But yeah, I suspect they'll be on like a 20-minute cooldown because that's the way everything is in Minecraft. Every time you breed something, it's 20 minutes.
One Minecraft day.
So yeah. So that'd be cool. It very well could be a way to farm. It wouldn't be super efficient, but if you're not
No.
wanting to go digging or caving, you've got a way to get renewable diamonds now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And we also have the breeze.
The
Yeah,
breeze.
I like the breeze.
A playful, hostile mob. And a new attack called Wind Charge. Which doesn't like hurt you directly or something. You have to like walk into it or something for it to hurt you.
If it hits you directly, it will hurt you.
Right. Okay.
But it causes like an explosion radius
Right.
that can
okay.
pop you up in the air.
Cool. Yeah, I thought that was quite cool. It did look very much like a Vex.
I thought it looked like a cross between a blaze and a wither. Like a baby wither that instead of shooting like death, it shot air and stuff like that. But it definitely had more like the look of a blaze to me.
Okay, I can see that. I was thinking like an Allay crossed with a Vex. It's kind of what it was looking at to me, but I can see that as well. So that's pretty cool. I think the trial chambers are a cool idea. Did they actually say like where these are going to spawn, or is it just like
No.
random?
I think they said that they were inside of caves. So I got the idea that it's kind of like the Deep Dark, or not the Deep Dark, Ancient Cities.
Ancient Cities,
but probably on a higher level. That's the vibe I was getting. But that's what I did notice is that they said they are inside of caves.
Nice. So they made these big caves. They got to fill them with something.
Yeah.
Right.
And lastly is the thing I'm most excited for. We have auto crafting. Dun dun dun.
Ooh.
You would think I'd be excited for this.
Yeah, he's
I'm
going to be a
not really.
downer again. Isn't he?
No, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the auto crafter. I'm just not hyped for it. It didn't float my boat.
I think it's going to
put
be
it.
It's going to be really useful for those boring tasks, like making nuggets into ingots when you get them from like piglin trading.
Oh my gosh.
That is where
Yes.
this is gonna rule. Is the places where you get like a nugget or you get something else and you have to make it into a bigger item. That is where this is gonna shine, and I'm here
I didn't
for
even
it.
think about that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Iron-
amazing.
Iron farms, converting them all to blocks.
Yep, there you go.
Yes.
This is
Yeah, you could have one convert nuggets into gold and then the gold into the blocks, and same with the iron, the
Yep.
iron into the iron blocks. Wow, I didn't even consider that.
You can even put the crafter, I mean, you could put it within your storage system. So you can put the nuggets into your storage system in chest, and in the actual output chest, you'll get blocks. If you run it through a item filter and then 2 crafters, you can turn nuggets into blocks.
The Channel 64 people were talking like you could have a machine set up so you would put your wood in there and it would spit out trapdoors or signs and stuff. To me, it's easier just to use the crafting recipe book for that.
Yeah. I think
But-
so.
But it's automated.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
For things on a larger scale that you like literally like with the nuggets or maybe bones into bone meal and into bone blocks. I think
Bamboo.
in farms it's going to help a lot and keep things a lot more compact and make farms more automated. It'll take that little bit of manual that was
Yeah.
in farms. And
Because if you think about it, if you tie the crafter, a couple of crafters with a shulker box loader, you can turn the drops from that farm into such compact storage. It's not even real. It's going to be great. It's going to be epic. It's the only thing I'm excited for.
yeah, I'm not a redstone person. I'm not into that sort of thing, but I am excited for the redstone community because when was the last time that redstone got an update aside from Skulk?
I think the last
Like-
thing we got was the target block. I want to
Right,
say.
and that was 1.14, which was like in 2019, I think.
How you know that off the top of your head is impressive.
Yes.
Yeah. And then before that, I can't
The
even
Observer.
I don't even know
Was it
when that
the
was added.
lectern before that?
I guess.
Oh, the
that's
lectern
technic-
I think would have been the same with the target block.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
114.
1.14 too.
Because that's technically
Yeah.
a redstone block.
Technically, yeah.
Technically.
But yeah, I'm excited for the redstone community. They're
Yeah.
gonna make some amazing things with that.
It's going to be so cool. So we're going to get betas, previews, and snapshots soon with these in, which is cool. And then they're going to add more and more sort of overtime, like they did last year, kind of not showing us everything all at once, which, is fine. Especially since what we got is quite good. So hopefully for the rest of the development cycle, we get some more goodies down the road that are just as good.
Yeah.
And I think this is all right.
Yeah.
This is what,
Like,
not
I
what I was
remember-
saying last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember a lot of people were fairly disappointed last update when they did the reveal and it didn't seem like a lot. But then later in the spring, they just threw the Cherry Grove biome on us.
Mm-hmm.
And that was huge. That added so much. So I do trust that I have a feeling Mojang will continue to keep up with that. I don't know what we'll get, but I have faith in them. It'll probably be something cool.
Yeah.
And I think they did mention that there was more to the trial chambers. Like I know for a fact we didn't see everything. There was some other things that are still being kept for later, probably for further development.
Yeah, so that's going to be really cool to see what they come up with on top of that. But there was something within the studio that I noticed during Minecraft Live. But before that, Duds, do you want to read us into the Bisect ad and then we'll talk about that?
Yeah. If I could find it, there it is. Before we move on to talking about everything announced in Minecraft Live, here is Jimbo with a reminder of how you can get a discount on your own Minecraft server from Bisect Hosting.
For those on YouTube, that gets edited into the podcast.
Let me check.
Okay, so in the studio section, when they came back from talking about 1.21, there was some Ocelot banners on the wall. Is that a thing? Can you do that? I don't think you can.
No, I don't believe so. I did notice those. I didn't think much of it though.
I was there just looking in the background of all the shots, trying to pick out stuff that they were trying to hide or that they were hinting at or something, and that just caught my eye. I was like, is that just there as set design, or is that going? You can make Ocelot banners now. You can find an Ocelot banner pattern somewhere now.
I feel like it's probably just for the decoration, but if they did do that, that would be really cool.
I mean,
I would
if
love
you
that.
could get an Ocelot banner in this new update, I think they would have shown it because it would be done, right?
Yeah, but I feel like you could hide those in like villages and stuff, and I think because they're in the middle of doing the villager rebalancing, I think it could come with that. Is when they do an update to the villagers with this new villager trading update. and maybe they'll do some more updates to the village itself, and that's where you could end up with Ocelot banner patterns. I just thought it was very
So-
interesting that they were there.
But if we go by your line of thinking,
Hmm.
Jungle Village is confirmed?
Well, I hope so, because it doesn't make any sense otherwise.
Yeah, that is one of my big gripes about the villager rebalance is that you have villagers that have to be born in a certain biome, but no one lives there now anyways, so
Yeah, so they have to do that. They have to bring, what is it? Jungle, as you say, and also the swamp. Yeah, swamp villagers. Then they could have these banner patterns, the rebalancing, and maybe a few other villager things later on. Maybe, in the summer we could see that, or early next year, as part of this update. They could bring all that together as one, and I'd be here for that, definitely.
On the topic of potential secrets hiding in the video, there was a segment that I noticed that stood out to me, and I'm sure I'm just overthinking it, but I just thought it was very oddly placed when we're taken into Lady Agnes's realm and we're being shown off the trial chambers and the crafter. As we're getting walked through the village, we are introduced to a few people who are just, I'm not sure if they're there for ambience and maybe time filler, but they mentioned some phrases that are never expanded upon. Like some guy said that he was going on his greatest adventure. Someone made a mention that the world could always use more color. Someone talked about how they wish the sugar cane could grow quickly and taller than them. And I'm just like, that's so random. Is it just time filler, or does it have some secret meaning?
Like, I caught the same thing. When they said, I wish that this sugarcane could grow taller, I thought they were then going to go to a sugarcane farm where it's like 20 blocks high.
Right, but then
they didn't. It was nothing.
Lady Agnes was like, "Oh, that's cool." Anyways, and then she just continued on, and I was like, "That was so weird. Please tell me that has some meaning." And the part where they mentioned more color stood out to me because one of the things that I really wanted is more colored blocks in the game, and I was like, "Are we gonna get like a showcase of a bunch of new colored?" I'm actually thinking more like.
Yeah. Concrete says and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Right, good.
Sure. But yeah, I'm wondering if perhaps those could be hints, or I'm just overthinking it.
Well, I will say, I'm pretty sure she said, I wish the sugarcane would grow taller than me. And sugarcane already does grow taller than the Minecraft person because we're only less than like 1.75 blocks. And sugarcane grows to 3 blocks tall. So,
He has to ruin things, doesn't he?
I have learned you have to listen very specifically to everything Mojang says because that's what they mean.
Yeah. But also, may I say that the actual quote said, quickly grow taller than me, which could point to sugarcane growing faster.
Bone meal, yeah.
One of my grievances is that you cannot bone meal it. And it's so annoying. So if we could just bone meal that stuff, that would be great. Maybe they'll add a silt block that specifically for sugarcane that if you put it on it, it'll grow faster. I don't know.
Could you imagine the people who've been
overthinking.
yelling sand and dirt for sugarcane makes it grow faster, and then they create a block that makes it grow faster?
That would
that'd
cool.
be funny.
Oh, I would love every second of it.
That'd be great. So I think there was just a few other things. There was some Star Wars things.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, when R2-D2 came out, that threw me off. I know Bedrock has some pretty weird stuff, but that was hilarious.
Very random. I'm like, why is R2 here?
Well, is it random? I mean, Bedrock gets maps of everything. I'm trying to remember. I remember there being a superhero one, like a Marvel Universe one, not too long ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've had superheroes, Disney, Sonic.
Yep.
Yeah, they've had a lot. But it was just the way that it was placed into there where Vu was just having a conversation with R2D2. I think it's just the way that it was implemented just threw me off. That was funny.
Yeah, I was getting a drink and I came back and suddenly there was this split screen with R2 on it. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But looking at some of the stuff that's on the marketplace, I'm wondering, like, is that where the budget is going? Is that where all the labor is going towards? Because
Yep.
some of the stuff they've got over there is crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sell stuff.
That's it's the way it feels. I'm gonna be another Debbie Downer. I promise it'll be quick though. The whole stop the vote thing started when everybody wants all 3 mobs, right? That's the big thing.
I mean, in an ideal world, yes.
Yeah. And the devs have told us it takes too long to do all 3 mobs. They just don't have the time for it, right? Makes sense. Okay, understandable. You're letting us choose to prioritize something first. But then we see this BBC Frozen Planets thing where they have hundreds of mobs. And it's like, wait, hold on. Now, I know you have to kind of like develop the mobs twice for Java and Bedrock, but I'm seeing whales, I'm seeing sharks, there's seals.
They had
There's all-
walruses.
Yeah.
Omni.
And penguins. Yeah,
Right.
that's what I thought too. I was
These
like,
mobs
they
are
did add
already in
Omni
the
to
game.
Minecraft. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Or
they literally had
educational
penguins
version, I should
there.
start. Yeah.
And that was in our vote, which actually I noticed that when the penguin was announced to not be making it, and it was the last place, I
Yeah.
believe Vu actually did mention that doesn't mean it's completely off the table.
Correct.
He stated that there is a chance for it to come back, which we haven't heard of that happening for the last couple
We
years.
have
So that gives me hope.
frogs.
But that was when they were actually stated to come back. That was back when they were doing the biome votes and saying which biome do you want
Okay.
first, and it was
Yeah.
when they started doing the future ones that they stopped saying first, I guess, because people
Yeah.
complained.
I think
And then they complain
As we
more, and then
do.
they complain more. You can't make everybody happy.
No.
or anybody.
No.
But
I mean,
think,
I'm happy.
but I think that
excited.
like they should really treat it as a priority list rather than
Mhm.
this is going to
Yes,
come out and the
exactly.
others aren't. I think they should just go back to which one do you want first. I think that would make
Yes.
everyone happy then.
Yeah.
Maybe.
As a team, we've realized even if it's not 3 mobs, even if it's just 2,
Yeah.
just like, hey, as a team, we want to put these in the update, but we're gonna give one priority so it'll come out quicker.
Which one do you want
That
quicker?
would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then if your mob loses, you're not disappointed in hating the new update.
Yeah. I think that's the way they could get around it, and I think might be some food for thought for next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was thinking about this as they were doing it, because it's so short. The amount of stuff we see is very little. Like I wanted to see more of the trial chamber and stuff like that. And it's like I get what they're trying to avoid the whole concept art fiasco thing, which
Yeah.
they should, because I feel that some of the grumblings they got were warranted.
Oh,
You
yeah,
showed concept art that you never intended to put in the game or didn't wholeheartedly intend to be in the game. So you kind of deserve some gripe. But now the fact that we're seeing so little, it's like I could understand if they said, hey, this is what's in the next snapshot. And here are some experimental stuff we're thinking about, but do not think that these will make the snapshot or make the update. And that would be cool too, because then we could be as a group, hey, I'm excited for this and I'm excited for that. And then the developers can be like, well, we need to prioritize these things these people are excited about, not this other stuff. So, but it's again, you can't please everyone. So,
And people will be upset if the experimental stuff doesn't go in anyway, even if they've been told. So,
there are people still mad that bundles aren't in the game yet, and I'm like, bundles are in the game.
They
bundles
are.
are.
It's just
Yeah,
Java.
yeah,
But they are still there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can switch
think
them
you
on.
can
Oh,
You
I think
can.
you can turn them on for the bedrock.
can you?
Can you?
I think, yeah, you have to turn on when the experimental data packs before you create a world. I think.
That's how it works on Java. I don't know about Bedrock because
Yeah.
the issue was touchscreens.
Mm.
So it might not be in the iOS and Android builds, but it might be in the place, the console and PC build.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
J-Man's saying they're in Bedrock.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, like I say, it's probably just the mobile builds that don't have it. Or maybe they do. I don't know. I haven't played Minecraft on my phone in like 5 years, so I have no idea.
I've never played Minecraft on my phone.
It's not a great experience.
I wouldn't think it would.
At
be.
least for the 5 minutes I tried to do it and then went, this is stupid. But you guys out there, if you can make it work for you, all power to you, but it just didn't for me. Not at all.
Oh, I went and I got my oil change this weekend, and I watched a kid in front of me playing Minecraft on their cell phone. I say kid because they were like 9, and they were moving and placing blocks faster than I could with my controller, and I'm just like, what in the world?
Wow. Jeez. Impressive. Impressive.
Very.
Anything else that we haven't covered?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, wait.
Hmm?
We got some notes from the creator of the resource pack last
We
episode.
did. Are you going to read that entire paragraph?
No. Because there's a lot. I gotta find it though. I think you sent it to me through Discord.
Yeah. So it was the developer of the Alacrity texture pack. Watched our video, our stream replay on YouTube, and
Which is awesome.
which is awesome. That's 2 developers we've had now watch our stream replays, which is awesome, and gave us some feedback and took on some of the things that we said and, well, you said, should I say? And yeah, that was really cool to see as well. So yeah, was there anything in that you wanted to just bring up, or?
Well, I remember making mention of the slabs felt weird.
Mm-hmm.
And they did say that the quarter slabs were designed to be used with upside down stairs. So there is that. I'm not sure if I still like that though, because that restricts how you use slabs.
Mm-hmm.
So there was another thing I saw. Oh, I had problems with lava and stuff in the Nether.
Mm-hmm.
And they mentioned that they have problems with vanilla lava. So
Okay.
I always just thought it was crazy how different 2 people can
Yeah.
be. So it really is a each your own
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they said that all they did was turn the brightness down on the lava, if I remember rightly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There was something else about the Nether I didn't like, but then they did say at the end they wanted to draw attention that I didn't look at, like amethyst crystals, the loom, underwater textures, rails, basalt, I guess, just as a block. Which
Yeah.
I thought it's strange because I have looms in my storage room and my front porch is used as basalt.
I didn't really
And
notice
I didn't-
the looms.
Yeah, I didn't notice. Now the loom in my storage room is backwards. I'm using it as an
Right.
empty bookshelf.
Yeah.
So that could be a thing. But I do think I'm going to, in one of my next streams, reinstall the texture pack and look at those real quick. But
Yeah, and then we've got banner bed sheets to look at as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no creator clash vote because obviously these episodes are so close together.
yes,
With Cubed being the start of the month and Minecraft Live being in the middle here. So 2 episodes this month, which is cool. But yeah, I think that's everything. Liv is going to stay with us for the post show for you guys who are patrons. And I don't know what we're going to talk about, but it should be good.
Woo!
So, Duds, do you want to read out the Patreon outro, and we'll
Yep.
get on.
All right. Before I have Carl read us out, I want to say a huge thank you to all of our patrons who are supporting the show. Our milk level patrons are Arrington, Omni, Fragile Rock, J-Man, Loki, and the Meme Bug. If you too would like to get access to extra content and exclusive benefits, including our brand new Minecraft server powered by Bisect Hosting, please consider joining at patreon.com/The Withering Effect.
And if you like the show, you can share it with all your friends and on social media. If you listen on Spotify, rate and follow us so you never miss a future episode. Or if you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave us a nice review. Doing any of these helps the show reach more listeners. If you'd like to get in contact with us, send an email to podcast@thewitheringeffect.com. Tweet us, leave a voice message, or join our Discord, where you can have a chat with everyone who works on the show and fellow listeners. All those links are in the show notes.
This show has been brought to you by our digital producer, Carl, and myself. I'd like to thank our special guest, Liv Awesome. Thank you very, very much.
Thanks, Liv.
Welcome.
The amazing music you hear throughout the show is created by the one and only Decoy. Everyone's social media info can be found in the show notes. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for getting withered with us. You should probably go drink your milk now. Bye.
See you guys.
Bye bye.